Hey guys, NRL Vid090 back in another video today. Today I'll be getting to my round 13 tips for 2020, so let's get right into it. So, it all kicks off between the St. George Illawarra Dragons and the Sydney Roosters at WIN Stadium in Wollongong. Changes for the Dragons are Ben Hunt will replace Corey Norman at number 6 at the 5'8" role. Adam Clune will return from his HIA injury and will play halfback. Cameron McInnes and Jackson Ford keep their positions at hooker and lock. And Trent Merrin joins the bench for the Dragons. So that's the Dragons team right there. For the Roosters, Kyle Flanagan's out, which is a big loss, but replacing him at halfback is Lachlan Lamb. And other changes are Drew Hutchinson joins the bench for the Roosters, and so is Poasa Famasili. Replaces Daniel Fifita, who made his debut last week against the Titans. Will drop out for Famasili, and that's the Roosters team right there. So for this game, I reckon it'll be a tight game actually, but I think it'll be tight because no offense to Corey Norman, but I feel like that Dragons team looks way stronger without Norman, and but I feel like the Roosters' quality will get them home, and plus I feel like that the Roosters will get the win for Mitchell Orbison in his 300th NRL game. So congratulations to Mitchell Orbison on that milestone. So I'm gonna go the Roosters to defeat the Dragons here, 22 points to 16. Now, Friday night footy at Lowland at Brookvale Oval, however you want to call it, in Manly. It's my Manly Sea Eagles take on the New Zealand Warriors. Team changes for Manly, so Tavita Funa replaces Brad Parker in the centres because Brad Parker suffered a serious HIA against the Penrith Panthers last week. Cade Cuss replaces Dylan Walker at 5'8" because Walker injured his foot. And that seems to be all the other changes for the Sea Eagles. But Albert Hopewadi has been named on reserves for the Sea Eagles, so watch out for him. He's a great player, and he could make his debut possibly for Sea Eagles. Could be a late inclusion. You never know that. You never know. But for the Warriors, their team is the changes for them are Blake Green, who's officially departed the club effective immediately. And Blake Green's gone to the Newcastle Knights straight away. So replacing him, Cody Nikorima at 5'8", and Chanel Harris-Tavita will replace him at halfback. Sorry guys. And the forwards are the same, and the interchange from last week are the same. So, but for this game, I'm tipping the Sea Eagles to win in a tight one. I feel like Manly will win 22 points to 18 against the Warriors. I feel like that the Warriors will be in the game for a bit. They'll compete with Manly for the first half. I feel like it'll be a very tight game, but then Manly might just sneak home at the end, I feel like. So I'll back my Sea Eagles to win just against the Warriors, 22 points to 18. And now the second Friday night game. It's between the Rabbitohs and the Broncos at ANZ Stadium. Changes to the Rabbitohs. Well, from what it looks like, the Rabbitohs have no changes after last week's win against the Dragons, so no changes for the Rabbitohs right there. For the Broncos, the only changes are David Fifita returns from a injury, so he returns to the Broncos in the starting back row, which is huge for Brisbane. And Joe Ofahengaue drops back to the bench for the Broncos. So that's the teams right there. So for this game, I'm tipping the Rabbitohs to win 32 points to 20. I feel like this game will be a high-scoring game. I feel like Broncos will be in it as well for the first 20. Then Rabbitohs will just go in domination mode, and they should just get the win here. So I feel like Rabbitohs will get a bit of points, and I feel like Broncos will get a bit of points. So Rabbitohs to win 32 points to 20 over the Broncos. Now, Super Saturday all kicks off at Sunshine Coast Stadium. It's between the Melbourne Storm and the Bulldogs. Changes to the Melbourne Storm are Ryan Papenhuyzen apparently got injured, so replacing him at fullback is Nico Hines. Tom Eisenhuth remains in the centres. And as we know, Cameron Smith injured his shoulder against the Knights last week, so replacing Cameron Smith at hooker is Brandon Smith. And joining the bench for the Melbourne Storm is Riley Jacks, who replaces Brandon Smith off the bench. For the Bulldogs, Aiden Tolman will go back to the bench for the Bulldogs, so that's interesting. Tolman to the bench. And Hickey Ogden, who's playing number 8 for the Bulldogs at prop, will replace him in the starting team. And also Sione Katoa will start at hooker, and Jeremy Marshall-King will go back to the bench. And Reem Smith joins the bench for the Bulldogs too, so that's some interesting news right there. So Smith will join the team off the bench. For this game, I will be tipping the Storm, although this game will be very tight, I reckon. This will be a very close contest. So I'll go the Storm to beat the Bulldogs, 16 points to 10. Yeah, this will be a close game. I feel like that both teams will compete for a while, but Storm might just get the try that might just win the game right at the end. So this will be a good game, I think. I've got a feeling that the Doggies will turn up after last week's effort and the week after's effort. Yes, Storm to just win here, 16 points to 10 over Bulldogs. Very close game, I reckon. 5:30 at McDonald Jones Stadium in Newcastle. It's between the Newcastle Knights and the West Tigers. Changes to the Knights are, so as we know, Blake Green, who officially got an early release by the Warriors, will come straight away into the Knights team at number 6 in the 5'8" role for Kurt Mann. So Blake Green and Mitchell Pearce are the halves partners for this game. And star forward Toa replaces Edric Lee on the wing for Knights, and Kurt Mann will go to hooker for Chad Randall, and that's the Knights team right there. For the Tigers, Asu Keapoa, who's playing number 5 for the Tigers on the wing, will make his NRL debut. Luke Brooks will come back into the starting team at 5'8", and Sam McIntyre will start in the back row for the Tigers as well, and Matthew Eisenhuth will play lock. And also, this is interesting right here. Mo Zembai plays hooker for the Tigers, and I think that's because Joseph Later was returning from his suspension for the Tigers, and Chris Lawrence drops back to the bench for the Tigers as well. So for this game, I'll be tipping the Knights to win 28 points to 18. I feel like that the home ground advantage will help Newcastle a bit. I feel like Blake Green will make an immediate effect on the Knights team, and I feel like that his inclusion is big for Newcastle. So I'll go Knights to beat the Tigers here, 28 points to 18. Now, the last game was Super Saturday, and this is a blockbuster. How good is it to see an absolute blockbuster for the last game of Super Saturday in Penrith at Panthers Stadium? So it's between the Panthers and the Raiders. So the ins and outs for the Panthers changes. Well, looks like that the Panthers have no changes. So Panthers are unchanged, but the only change is that Malachi Western-Lesniak will replace Charlie Staines in the wing, because Charlie Staines suffered a hamstring injury against the Seagulls last week. For the Raiders as well, the big news is that CNK, Charles Nickel-Clockstad, will play fullback. He'll return for the Raiders, and I think that's the only change for the Raiders right there. So, Semi Valami got injured got an injury against the Cowboys, so he'll miss a few games. So for this game, I reckon this game will be a game of the round. I reckon Raiders and Panthers will be game of the round this round, and I think this will go down the Golden Point. Yeah, you heard it first. I reckon that this game will go down the Golden Point, and I think that it'll be a field goal shootout between either Nathan Cleary and George Williams, or could be Jared Croker maybe. But for this game, I'm tipping the Raiders to win in Golden Point. I feel like George Williams will slot a field goal in the 83rd minute of Golden Point. And I feel like Raiders will just get the win in probably the game of the round. So Raiders to beat the Panthers in Golden Point on Saturday, 21 points to 20. So I'm tipping the Raiders to beat Panthers, 21 points to 20 in Penrith. Now Sunday footy, it starts at Cbus Super Stadium in the Gold Coast. It's between the Gold Coast Titans and the North Queensland Cowboys. Changes for the home side of the Titans. Is there any changes? Well, the only change is that Sam Stone is out for the Titans. So, and replacing him is probably, from what it looks like, it is Sam Lasoni. I'm pretty sure. And changes to the Cowboys. Well, some huge changes for them. Tom Opportunity comes in the centres for the Cowboys, but the big one is Michael Morgan returns for the Cowboys at halfback. So that's some huge news for the Cowboys right there. Michael Morgan to start halfback beside Ben Hampton at 5'8". And Gavin Cooper drops out of the Cowboys team, and replacing him off the bench is Jake Granville and Emre Pere, who will make his NRL debut. For this game, I'm tipping the Cowboys to win, 24 points to 18 over the Titans. Cowboys have a great record against the Titans, actually. The Titans have not beaten the Cowboys since 2014. That was the last time the Titans beat the Cowboys, and that was 6 years ago. But I feel like the inclusion of Michael Morgan is huge for the Cowboys, and I feel like Ben Hampton went solid at number six against Canberra last week. So I think the Cowboys will win in a tight one against Titans. 24-18 Cowboys win over Titans. Now, the last game of round 13, it all ends off with the Eagles and the Cronulla Sharks at Stride Jubilee Stadium in Sydney. Changes to the Sharks, Chad Townsend's still out, so coming back for Sharks is Matt Moylan, who will play 5'8", and Sean Johnson will get pushed to number 7 at halfback. And Josh Dugan returns for the Sharks, and I believe this is his 200th game, I believe, against the Eagles this Sunday. Toby Rudolph starts again at lock, and Jack Williams drops to the bench. And that's the team right there for the Sharks. For the Eagles, not much changes. The backline, the starting team, the 1 to 13 for the Eagles is the same as last week. And I think, that's the only changes for the Knights. For the Eagles, that's the only changes for the Eagles. For this game, I will be tipping the Eagles to win just. Not just, but the win, probably a bit of a tight game. I will go the Eagles to beat the Sharks here, 20 points to 14. But I feel like Sharks could probably, I think Sharks can possibly put up an upset here. You never know. But I'll go the Eagles to win 20 points to 14 over the Sharks. So, guys, that is my tips for this week for round 13. Hope you guys enjoy it. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Please share to everyone else that you know, your friends. And I'll see you probably on Wednesday. I think I see you tomorrow or Thursday. But until then, catch you in the next video. So, guys, peace.